Mamusha had dreamed her end, death at the hands of a man. But when Yulian's grip had tightened around her throat, had that prophetic dream been sated? Mamusha had seemed to think so, and she even argued as though the danger had passed. Her prophecies, after all, were always certain and yet never clear. But this interpretation seemed the likeliest. A tiny bud of hope blossomed in her chest. Mamusha was on her side, so Mama would be sure to follow. Holy Mokosa would topple her loom the day Mama would refuse her anything for long. At long last, an exasperated grunt, Mama's. Footsteps crunched, breaking the snow briskly, louder and louder. Pressed tight against the wall, Brygida didn't move, didn't breathe. Maybe Mama wouldn't notice her, and she could avoid yet another lecture. Flowing blonde locks breezed past her as Mamusha passed by and twirled, a little smile curling her lips and her violet eyes sparkling in the moonlight. A pleased sparkle, if looks did not deceive. Brygida raised her mask, careful not to hit the cottage with the horns. Her mouth dropped open, but no words came out. It was a singular day that saw Mamusha championing an excursion beyond their witchlands. But here they were. Mamusha leaned in and gave her a once-over. "Bear fur?" she whispered. Stifling a laugh, Brygida shrugged a shoulder. It wouldn't have been her first choice for appearance's sake, but bear fur had a certain kind of magic, and when it came to appeasing Velis, she would take all the magic she could get. For success and wisdom. Mamusha gave her a sage nod, her left eye squinted playfully. "There's a legend that bears are cursed humans, trapped inside animals, you know." With a toothy grin, Brygida tugged the bear fur cloak open. "No human trapped inside a beast tonight." Mamusha covered her mouth and muffled that easy giggle. "Good. Go with my blessing, and beneath Holy Mokosa's watchful gaze." But for a moment, Mamusha's mirth faded. "But, Brygida, for nearly your entire life, I have argued to keep you isolated, all because I misinterpreted a prophecy. But I dreamed of red eyes in the woods." Her gaze meandered to a dark thicket where the unknown lurked in the shadows. "It could be symbolic of unrest. Just a sign, you see? Even so, stay on your guard." With a sober nod, she leaned in closer. "And remember to have fun." Brygida half laughed under her breath. There was danger always, but they couldn't spend their lives constantly looking over their shoulders. They had to trust themselves, and each other, to prevail by the grace of Holy Mokosa's divine-given strength. Mamusha acknowledged that now. If only Mama could be so reasonable. After all, Yulian had been rightfully judged. Kaspian had been proven innocent. The village women still sought out their cottage for healing, midwifery, remedies, and last rites. But for a few malcontents, Chernobzek seemed a bloom unfurled for the bees. And tonight would be splendid with celebration. And Kaspian. Mamusha patted her shoulder, and with that, she departed for the front door with a light step and a sure-footed gait. Had she ever attended a village celebration? It had never come up, but doubtless the people would have loved her, with her easy smile, gentle way, and earnest good cheer. Not to mention, there were deer not nearly as graceful as Mamusha, and tonight, with all the dancing, was it too much to hope that her grace would be hereditary? Brygida took a deep, bracing breath. Her entire life, she'd known only the simple pleasures of the forest, the blessings and rites of the Mrock blood, and the company of fairies, animals, trees, demons, and ghosts. Nothing so grand as luxurious feasts, dances in castle halls, and village songs to the tune of exotic instruments. Her meals before the fire, humble rituals, and primeval chants were small by comparison, and so was she. There was the possibility that the villagers would see her as unworthy, unwelcome, uncivilized. But they all celebrated the winter solstice, the same festival of Kolenda honoring Velis, didn't they? The spirit of Kolenda lay in sharing, fortune-telling, unity, the spirit underlying the earth's revival. And hospitality, tonight most especially, was a divine duty. Anything less than the utmost reverence would curse the upcoming year's harvest.